Okay, this video is going to be about not feeling God in those trials that you're going through, and just going through these trials and just feeling alone. So I'm going to try to kind of talk about this and maybe give you girls a little hope. Just to clarify, when I make these kind of videos, I don't plan anything. I don't say, okay, this is what I'm going to do word for word. I just pick the verses out beforehand, and then I just let God do the rest. So if I kind of mumble or I keep carrying on and I really don't need to, that's why. So it's kind of just on the fly. But I decided to do this because I felt alone, like with, I may be around a lot of people and a lot of my friends, but I feel so alone in this emptiness in my heart. And especially when I'm going through trials, it's so hard to feel God with me, even though that I know He doesn't leave me. So I thought, if I'm going through this, then maybe you girls are, and I can help you through it as much as I can. So I'm going to start off with a verse. I like going to verses and then talking about that. So the first verse I'm going to go over is Matthew 28:20. And again, I have King James Version, so I'm trying to make it simplified for you guys, because King James is really hard to understand. So you girls can look it up on your own version. It's probably would be a lot better. But it's Matthew 28:20, and it says, "Teaching them to observe all things, whatever I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always, even unto the end of the earth." Okay, what I want to highlight is, I am with you always, even unto the end of the earth. And of course, that is God saying that, I am with you. We go through these trials in our life. Okay, first of all, why do we go through trials? What is trials and hardships? It's something that affects you deeply, something that really hurts you. It could be losing a family member. It could be, your friendship going. Anything close to you, losing your job. Something that you really keep close to your heart, and something happens in that, or, just Satan is attacking you, and you're having such a hard time. Your family might be fighting, your parents might go through a divorce. All this is trial and hardships. And one of the things, I like to start off with the beginning of the verse says, teaching them. I think I've said it before that God is like a teacher, and the teacher's always quiet during the test. And I'll explain that. When you go to school, your first day of school, you're like, oh, I hate first day of school. Some of you like it, so I give you props for it. At least you look forward to it and you make the best of it. But when you go to school the first day and the teacher gives you a test with things on it that you are going to go through that semester, but he gives you the test anyways, what do you think? Are you going to fail or are you going to pass? Obviously, you're going to fail because you weren't prepared. Now, in another sense, when God is putting you through trials, and let me clarify that, He doesn't put you through trials. Okay, this is something that's really hard to grasp and kind of help someone to understand, but God never puts us through things. He lets it happen to us. Okay, God is a loving God. He cares for us. He doesn't want to hurt us. Satan is the one who wants to hurt us and tear us down. So God allows Satan to do certain things to make us stronger. Okay, now with that, I'll carry on what I was saying before. So it's kind of confusing how people think of that. They consider God a mean God, and it's not true. Just clarify that. But when you go to school, and of course, you're going to fail that test. So the teacher teaches you throughout, the semester, and then at the end of the semester, he sees how well you've learned. So God won't be letting things happen to you, such as trials or anything, unless you are prepared and ready for it. Okay, He's not going to be this mean teacher who hates you and says that you're like this bad kid, troublemaker kid, when you're really not. He's not that teacher. He is a caring and loving God. He teaches well. So He's going to put you through these many trials, and He'll only put you through things that you can handle and you can conquer. He's not going to give you something like really difficult and, your spiritual level. Everyone has their own spiritual level. So he's not going to give you a trial that's way up here on a spiritual level when your level is like down here. I mean, that's going to set you up for failure. And God doesn't want that. He wants us to excel and succeed. So that's what I kind of like about this verse. It talks about teaches, a teaching. I love that part. Just one word, and I love it. Because it makes me think, man, I really hate this. When you're going through a trial or a hardship, something's like hurts so badly, you're like, I hate this. Like, I don't want to go through this. But it's hard to think about why you're going through it. There can be many reasons. You have to ask yourself a lot of questions. I ask myself some questions that I kind of do. You have to be honest with yourself when you ask these questions now. Because it doesn't do you any good to ask yourself these questions and not be honest. I mean, you're talking to yourself. It's not like somebody else is going to judge you. But you need to ask, okay, first of all, why am I going through this trial? Not sarcastically like, God, I hate you. Why do I have to go through this stupid trial? No, considering why am I going through it? What good is going to come out of it? Like I was saying, God won't give you something that you can't handle. So something good will come out of something bad. So think about, okay, let's see if I can think of an example. Okay, maybe I'll just go with friendships, because I think there's a lot of problems going on with you girls with friendships. So I'll use that example. But so you have friendship, and okay, let's say you've been friends for a long time and you're really close. This is your best friend, you're close. And then something happens and divides that friendship. It could be you like the same guy. That happens a lot. Girls like the same guy and their friendship is gone. Okay, but it could be something like that. You lose that friendship. Okay, if you're really close to them and they're like family, it will like tear your heart out. It will really hurt. So you have to think, okay, I am like in so much pain right now. I'm so depressed. I don't like this, but why am I going through this? What good is going to come out of it? It could be you're spending too much time with them and not enough time with God. They're becoming first in your priority list instead of, kind of cut close to first, of course, because God needs to be first, but you're putting them above God, which is a bad thing. And God lets these things happen, these trials, hardships, so you can open your eyes. Because like I was saying, God is a loving God. He tries to warn us, but sometimes if warning us doesn't work, the only thing He has to do is to get us where it hurts so we can open our eyes. So you have to think, okay, what good is going to come out of this trial? Like, why am I going through this trial? Another thing, okay, kind of leads on to that question, did I turn from God? My pastor's always said that if you're going, if you go off the road, like you're walking with God, and then you veer off, and you go and you do your own thing, and then you realize, wow, like, God didn't leave me, I left God. God never leaves us or forsakes us. And, when you go off that road, if you just repent and you think, wow, I can't believe I did that, you turn around, no matter how far you've gone, God is right there. And I still remember that to this day, what my pastor said like that. And I really loved it. And because it's true. So you just have to think, okay, did I leave God? Did I, with my Christian friends, I have Christian friends and then I have non-Christian friends. Of course, you want fellowship and good examples. So do you have that? Are you going with your non-Christian friends and being corrupted by bad, examples, or are you going with your Christian friends? It depends on if you're leaving God or not is another thing. Okay, another verse is in Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good cheer. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with you wherever you go. Okay, if you guys don't know what dismayed is, it's basically someone in distress, someone's who's hurt. So that kind of goes along what we were talking about. Another verse, I'll go right into it. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of good cheer. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, He it is that do go with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you. Yeah, I'm saying, I am trying to make it better for you guys to understand, but it's not quite working out. So I'm just going to go completely what the King James Version says, and then I'll explain it later on because it's way too hard. But okay, so this is what King James says. Be strong and of good cheer. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Okay, I need to get a different version for you guys because it's hard to explain this and have a hard one. But those two verses, if you didn't catch it, it was mostly talking about being strong and of good cheer and, good courage. When you're going through these hardships, don't turn your back on God because God never turns your back on you. So just remember that. And I can't remember, I came across a verse and it was, he will not leave you nor forsake you. So I'll put that in probably in a little note because I can't remember where I saw it. I saw it when I was looking for verses and then it just totally lost my mind. So anyways, I hope that helps you girls. Like I said, I never really have anything planned. I just have verses. I just pick verses and then go off of those verses. So I hope this helps you girls. And just remember that God never leaves you. We're the ones that leave him, sadly. So just keep your head up. And if you want to talk or if you have anything you want to ask, any questions, you girls know how to get a hold of me. I've given my number out. And don't be afraid to ask a question, even if you think it's stupid, because there's no stupid question. The only thing stupid is not asking it when you don't understand. So I hope that helps you girls, and just remember that God never leaves you nor forsakes you.